Hi everybody, welcome to today's webinar. I'm Jim Stahoviak, the Associate Director of iCater at the University of Iowa. And today we're going to talk about a really cool app called Prizmo. This is Prizmo right here. What Prizmo does is it allows your iPad to act as a scanner. So this could be great for business where you could scan in documents and send them. You could scan in business cards and send them directly to your contacts. But we're not going to look at any of that today. What we're going to focus on is the capabilities for this for students with disabilities. And really what this allows us to do is to take pictures of printed text that kids might not have access to, whether it be because they have a visual impairment or a learning disability, and convert that into text that can be read out loud by your iPad. And that can all be done within the Prizmo app. The app runs $10. It's $10 well spent, I would say. So I'm going to open this up and we're going to take a look at how this looks. So when we open this up, what you get in here is all of the documents that you happen to save within Prizmo. Then you have three buttons down on the bottom. You've got create a document, you've got take a picture, and a quick picture, and you've got read. If you go to read, that's going to allow you to copy and paste text into this and have it read back out loud, or it will bring up the last picture that you took and had converted in there. So that was what we have there. So let me show you the quick and easy on how to do this. If you had text that you wanted to convert, you could do this with a textbook, with a worksheet, with a test, with an article that you have in paper. And I've got an article right next to me that we're going to look at here. So I'm going to tap the camera, and then you're going to see I'm going to hold this over my piece of paper on the table. And it's detecting where that paper is. You can see the outline around the paper. You want to be pretty much straight up and down, and you want to have as much of the paper as you can within the range of the camera. And then you press that white button that you see there, and that white button steadies it. It beeps once, takes that picture, and then it gives us a picture of what we have there. It gives a picture of our document. So now what you see we need to do is we need to go to the bottom, we need to hit rotate, because this is sideways, so we'll rotate it to fit what we need. And then it has already cropped this for us because it gave me the outline of that page. It cropped the page. Had it not, there would be a button here to crop, and then you could manually crop the crop into just the text. And then you can go up here and you hit apply. And when you hit apply, it goes ahead and it scans the document. You can see the scan that it made there. Now, because of what I did here was just a quick picture in conversion, it converted this into text that can be read. You can see down at the bottom here it says read, or we could copy this or we could open it. Now here's where you see some of the downsides. It does a pretty good job of recognizing. I may have been a little bit far away because I have had better recognition with this, but you can see there's some issues in here with recognition. If we just do a quick picture, if we go up top and we can hit read, it's going to allow us to read this. So you can hear that being read out loud. We can't edit this if we just do that quick picture. If we're worried about some of the issues with this and then we want it to be edited, we can look at it a different way, and we'll do that in just a second. Before we do that, I want to point out here, where it says normal down here, if you tap on that, you can see you can change speeds. You got 5 different speeds. I guess very slow, slow, normal, fast, and very fast that you can adjust between. You can't really adjust the voice too much. There are some voices that you can buy, but none of them are much better than what's available on here. So let me show you the other way that we can do something on here. So we just did the quick camera, take a picture, and have it read back quickly. What I want to do now is I want to take a look at this one. This one allows us to create a new document. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to hit that button. And what I hit for students with disabilities, we're going to be dealing with text. So I'm going to hit text. And so now I want to create a text document. It's going to ask, I'm going to have it take a picture. So I'm going to turn that briefly here. We'll hit take a picture. I'm going to hold this over my document. When I get it to where I want it, I'm going to tap on the picture button. Hold that steady. It'll take a picture. Then I'm going to go down to the bottom corner here and hit done. And when I hit done, you can see it shows my picture. And I didn't get quite the picture that I wanted, so let's go ahead and let's try this one more time. Let's add let's start this one over because it didn't look like the way I wanted it to. So let's take that picture again. I cut off some of the side. We'll do text. We'll take a picture, and we will find that whole page. We'll take our picture, snaps our picture. Now we'll hit done, and we'll see it's got our whole page now. So we can crop this if we want. If you look at the top and the sides here, there's a little bit of extra space. So let's go ahead and crop that. I'll hit crop, and it shows now it's just got the whole page there. So I'll hit now, we'll hit apply. After we move that just a slight bit, we'll hit apply. And so now we'll go ahead and you can see if we go up here and we hit recognize, that's going to do that scan for us. So we recognized it, and now what's cool is it looks at different pieces here. So it shows us this top piece, it shows us the middle main part, it shows us the bottom piece. If this were designed in columns, we could adjust how we wanted those columns to appear by hitting reorder, and then you can choose what order you want those pieces to appear in, to be read for reading order. Now what's nice about this also is there's a couple other things we can do. If we wanted to translate this, we can go down and we can hit the translate button, and you can choose what you want translated, and you can choose the language that you want it translated in. There's lots of them here. We're not going to do that right now. We're actually going to just cancel the translation. I just want you to know that you can do that. The other thing, if we now you can see this is if we look at the text here, this has done a much better job of recognizing the text than when we did just the quick camera shot. Maybe I was steadier, maybe I was a little bit closer to the page. I did it in a vertical manner instead of horizontal. That might have had an issue because I was able to get closer. But it allows, what we see here is it actually I think pretty much got everything correct. If there was something to change, what we could do, and so let's go down here and just add a space in here. With doing it in this version, we can actually make that edit. So let's say we wanted to add a space between 2012 and DeCoast. We can, let's see, we can move our cursor in between those. We can hit the space bar. And then let's say we just want to get rid of some of these. We can get rid of the website. Oh, there was a comma instead of a dot. We'll put .com in there instead. Okay, so now that we've done that, if we hit prepare, we can go ahead and we've created this text now. We'll have to recognize it again, I suppose. See how it recognized the bottom there? Well, it took out our space and our .com. So let's put that in there, and instead of hitting prepare now, let's hit let's do this. Let's go up here to where it has the arrow coming out of the box, and now one of the options that we have is read text aloud. So if I choose read text aloud, it prepares that text, it sends it over here. Let's go check the very bottom of this to see if it added our correction, and it did. You can see it added the space. We didn't make that other change here, but now that we've sent it to reading, we can go up to the top, we can hit play, we can have that read out loud. Looks like at this level we could also make changes if we wanted to. So we'll go back down to the bottom here. We'll select that. We'll add our .com. So we can make changes at this level also. So with what we've just done, we can now see that we've saved this. This is what we just did is text to here. So if you do a quick picture, it doesn't save it. It just has it. You take a picture and you can read. If you do a document and you edit your document, it saves in here and you can come back and access it later. So if you're doing multiple pages, that might be the way to do that. You can add multiple pages into that as well. That was something that I didn't show you, but if you look here and we say we wanted to go to the next page maybe of our document and add that also, we can hit the plus key, hit take a picture, hover over our article, take our picture, hit done, and now we've got, you can look here, we've got a second page to this also. So we could do that with every page of this article, every page of a book, and have that all in here to be read out loud. Now, one of the things you do have to keep in mind when you're looking at a book is the curve of the page and toward the center of the book. When you take a picture of that and you run the optical character recognition, on that curve, you're probably going to get some issues. So you're going to have to make sure to do your edits there. But overall, this is a really great tool for very quickly processing text and getting it into a format that students that can't read a paper formatted text, a printed formatted text, that might have a printed disability, could listen to that text read out loud. And again, you can do more than just read it out loud. You can copy it, you can open it and other things. You can send it to send it as a message. You can send it as a PDF document if you wanted to, or as a Prizmo document or a text document. And it's running OCR, and we'll see here that when we go to send it as a message, it's going to send as a text message. It would be nice if it's sent as an email from there as well, but it looks like, you know, text messaging is the way to send it. But right now, what we the big key for this is taking pictures of text that are printed and having it read back out loud. Again, we can do that with books, articles, quizzes, tests, worksheets, lots of different things. It really makes it a nice tool for kids with disabilities. At $10, I think this is the best scan and read app per se that's available. If you want to see more about this app, you want to see other app reviews that we've done, you can go and download the iCater Toolkit for free at the App Store. Also, you can feel free to email me at james-stachowiak